teachers, we all believe that the learners learn in different capacity. They have different learning ability. So if you're able to identify and understand each learner ability, we believe that by so doing, we can actually bring the best from each of these learners. We don't just generalize, but we look at them from individual ability, and from that, it really helps. Secondly, we also came up with the fact that having the right mentality towards learning, because we observe from experience that some learners don't have good mentality towards their studies. From the beginning, they already have this failure mentality. So if a teacher can inculcate the right mentality towards the learning from inception, it will actually help the learner to actually come out to be the best. We've seen students that they started very, very poor, but because teachers were able to inculcate the right mentality, they ended up becoming the best. So inculcating the right mentality towards learning will help to bring out the best in learners. Then another thing we also came up with is the issue of motivation. As teachers, we should be able to motivate learners. Don't use languages that would actually kill their spirit. So if the learners are being motivated, even those that are struggling can actually come out to be the best. Over time, we've observed that motivation is one aspect that have helped to bring out the best from learners. When learners are being motivated, they tend to come out from their shell and do the best. Another thing is feeding their strength and encouraging their areas of weakness. We all know that each learner has areas of strength and they also have areas of weakness. So if we're able to feed their strength properly and we are also able to encourage their areas of weakness, that can also help to bring out the best from each of these learners. Another one is being supportive as a parent or as a school. Being supportive, looking at factors, areas, what are the things you can actually do to push a child, like creating different avenues outside the classroom to ensure that you motivate and encourage students. When you see a child that is struggling, you can create extra time to say that it's not just in the classroom timing alone, but extra timing. So as a school, as a teacher, you look for other areas to help. Then we also said parents' inclusiveness in each learner's progress. Learning is not just about the school, it's not about the learner. Parents' inclusiveness who can also help to improve, to bring out the best in each learner. And finally, making teaching learner-centered. Teachers should also make teaching that is about the learner, not you. So if you're making you're teaching learner-centered, this is another factor that can improve, that can bring out the best in each learner. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
The question says, how do we inculcate personal excellence in learners? And my group was able to come up with 4 points. The first one is having a working goals. Now, the working goals the teachers should have and the school should be the one that is achievable within either a shorter period of time or a longer period of time. No matter what, every working goal should be achievable. Secondly, everyone should work as a team. The school, the teachers, and even parents should be carried along. It's a teamwork. For a child to be good, it's more than, for a child to be excellent in everything that child does, it's more than just a teacher's work. It's more than only the teacher. It's a combined effort of both teachers, both parents, both the authority of the school and the child. The readiness of the child is also important. That leads us into talking of personal reinforcement. The way we reinforce teaching in every child is very, very important. Now, it can either make or mar that child. It can either make that child love your subject or hate your subject. It can also make that child seize you and just be like, oh, I want to stay in this class. I want to learn this particular subject. So positive reinforcement is very important. Secondly, taking corrections. As humans, there's a saying that goes this way. It says, to err is human, right? Something like that. Yes. Forgiveness is God. So the error is in human nature. So it is important to take corrections. Though we are adults, yes, we are teachers, but we are also learners. We learn every day, and learning is very important. Once you stop learning, you are dead. So learning is very important. So we should take corrections. Constructive, and whoever is giving the correction should do it in a constructive way. And if you are corrected, don't see it as an avenue to get angry or that person wants to pull you down. Even if you are corrected in a way you don't like, try to see the positivity in that correction that you are being given. So if you can accept correction, you can also correct a child. Even if the child is kind of getting it wrong, you tell the child, oh, this is the reason I'm doing it. Let that child be aware. This will help the child to excel personally. Also, making the child your best friend. As teachers, it is important to make every child a best friend. Either the child is a high flyer, middle flyer, or a low flyer. Every child has something to offer. It may not be in the language you want, but every child has something to offer. The child will speak it in a language he or she understands. So it is now left for the teacher to bring out something constructive out of it, pass it to the class, and the whole class will be able to understand what that child is saying. For instance, you ask a child, let me say, for a definition of a thing, and the child did not give the same thing as we are expecting. There's every tendency the whole class will be like, oh. And once the whole class goes that, those kind of kids won't want to answer your question next time. So, for such a child, you find a way to explain it, still picking something out of the child's words. The child will be like, oh, this teacher cares about my words. The child sits and builds confidence. So like I said, it's also important to make every child your best friend, either a low flyer, a high flyer, or a middle flyer. Thank you.
Make them to have to improve their thinking faculty. What they will make them to think higher, to go higher, to make research, to explore in different areas. Because if you give them based on their level, they will remain there. They will just be roaming about that point. They won't be able to go higher. So when you give them above their ability, you will stretch them to go further. The next point will say going extra mile in providing every necessary material. Sometimes we have limited material. If you want to get the best from a child, you have to go, you personally should make a personal effort. Go extra mile, providing that material. It might be difficult, you have to do because you have a goal that you want to achieve. So that will make you not be on your comfort zone that, yeah, this is what I saw to, I have to manage it too. No, if 5 is what to make you achieve that result, go for that 5. You have to already go and get extra 3. Add it, then your result will be faster. The next point to say, you have to be supportive. When you are teaching, you are not supporting. It's like you planted and you are not watering the seed. You have to support in care. You have to support, be friendly. You have to support both spiritually. Yes, this point is very vital. There are some learners that what they need is not physical attention. They need spiritual attention. Go in your inner mind. Talk to God. Yes, this area, because it has happened. In fact, it's like I'm a living testimony. There are some children, no matter the effort you use, you can't get the best from them. But when you use your name, you talk to the Almighty. It works like, in fact, even people around you ask, how did you do it? Even the parents will come to you, how did you achieve it? Because over the years, we've been getting some negative reports, but now, without anybody telling us we have seen the result, without knowing that you have done something in the spiritual realm. It works like, in fact, it works like miracle. Now, the next point says, you have to be dynamic in your teaching. When you are dynamic, means you are not rigid. You have to diversify your method. Your teaching methodology must not be rigid. It must not be just rotating in a circle. You have to go different areas, bring different methods. Now, like there is one saying, it's not even some saying, there is a saying of my director that she would tell you, if you've tried your best and it's not working, that means what happened? Your best is not good enough. Now, in this area, when you're dynamic, you're being on this method and see that you are not getting what you want, what happens to you? Go and look for extra methods, because there are so many methods, uncountable methods, teaching methodologies. And in fact, bring different methods, go for research, make research, bring it together. Definitely your result will be achieved when you are dynamic in your methodology. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. Good day, my director. Good day, Mr. Chairman. We've all said something very good this afternoon. But where I want to pick my own points is based on entry behavior. As a teacher, you really want to go into the ability of your learner, and you have studied them. Just as we said, that the first thing is to know their ability, their potentials. And you know that these learners have different potentials. That will help you as a teacher to know your entry behavior. When you want to teach any topic, knowing fully well that these children are coming from different backgrounds, your entry behavior matters a lot. That will help these children to learn and then understand where you are going. Because if you go by your own perspective, at the end of the day, the children may not achieve anything. So as a teacher, entry behavior matters a lot. Before you stand before your learner to teach, you must have done a lot of research, different presentations, different methodology of teaching. There are some children that if you teach them theoretically, they will understand. While there are some, if you teach them by watching videos, they will understand. While some, just seeing the picture, they know where you are going. So with this different kind of teaching, we ourselves as a teacher, you can beat your chest to say, yes, I have done my best. Because as a teacher, if you finish teaching a particular topic, and you find out that maybe 40% of your learner understood, while 60 did not, you have to go extra mile, outside the scheme. Because I realize that most of us teachers, we work within the scheme. But the 21st century teacher, you go outside the scheme and ask yourself, what extra can I do to help these children to be the best? And for them to be the best, each day you teach them, your entry behavior matters a lot. And as they grow in wisdom, you can beat your chest that, yes, you have done the best. And another one is being supportive as well. How do you support your learner to learn and go far? You pay attention to that child. You go close to that child through prayers. You also go through that through encouragement. How do you encourage your learner? Even when you look at that child being weak, your encouragement makes that child to believe in you. Because as a learner, if he doesn't believe in you as a teacher, that child can never learn anything. Because the child's own will be, let her just teach and go and sit down, let me go. Or let them ring the bell, let me go home. But if you are the teacher that encourages your learner at every point, once you stand before the class to learn, that child will be eager to learn and then take something new home. And as we do this as teachers, we support our learner with love. We support them with encouragement. We support them with motivation. That will make them to go far and be the best you want them to be. And as the school want them to be. Thank you.
To add to what other group have said, another says a tree will definitely produce a fruit of its kind. If you want to bring out the best out of somebody, you yourself, you must be the best. You must first of all be the best of yourself. You must identify the best in you. So you have to identify yourself, you must master your subject, bring out the best from yourself, work on yourself first before you work on the children. So in that one, it will lead us to any subject, most especially those that are taking the secondary school, you take subject by subject. In your subject, you must be dynamic. Use various methods to teach same topic, in which we have some children, they learn even with song. That's why they're in secondary school. In this topic, you bring out song from it. Out of it, from there, you bring out their system that will make them to learn. Some is by picture. When you draw picture, so you must bring out the best. You yourself work out your best first. Then the next one that I want to talk about that we not mention is we have to work on their emotional intelligence. These children, like we the adults, the way we are, that is also they are. There are some children, there are some adults, if you don't shout, they won't get instruction. So also this learner. Some of them, if you don't shout and see you vibrating, they will not sit up. Why some, the moment you shout throughout that day, you won't get anything out of them. So thank God this is second term. It's no longer first term. We are familiar with those children already. We should know the method. We should know the one. I have a child in my class. When he want to frustrate me, I will take him to HM's office. I will say, I am going to play with HM. Stay there for now. Because me shout at him will affect other children. And this boy, if you don't shout, if you don't vibrate, you won't get anything out of him. So I know my vibrating him will affect other children. So I have to derive a method to balance it. Another thing is we have to be their friends. Some, the home they are coming from, most especially the grown-up ones, they don't have parents that have listening ears. They don't listen to them. And they have matters that bother them. They want to relate to people. They want to talk to people. Be their best friend. Come down to their level. Don't let them see you as teacher. Come to their level. Have listening here. Bring out the gist. It will make them to bring out what is their mind. Praise the Lord.
Thank you very much.